Trying to save money during your move is not just about reducing costs, but also about avoiding unnecessary extra charges. Imagine using part of your hard-earned money to decorate your new home instead of throwing it away on expenses that can be made avoidable in the first place. So, here's a bunch of tips to keep costs down, from the minute you decide to move right up to moving day itself. 1. Create a moving strategy. One of the smartest ways to reduce costs when moving is organization. As soon as you know you're going to move, list all the things you're supposed to do. Lastly, ensure you have a backup plan in place because there's always a chance that your timeline and move-in date could go a little wrong at the last minute. Number 2, you're going to want to research and compare the prices of moving companies. You don't want to wait until the last minute to look for movers, as you may end up accepting a quote at any price they give you. Be critical and do your research about the reliability of each mover before booking them, and be mindful of all the red flags, especially those who offer low deals that are too good to be true. Since no two movers price exactly the same, it's a good idea to get in-home estimates from at least 3 companies. Make sure that the relocation expert performs an on-site and in-person cost estimate to make sure that it's accurate as possible. And then compare the moving quotes you receive in terms of the 3 things: price, services, and terms and conditions. Once you select the right mover that fits your needs and budget, don't be afraid to ask about discounts and negotiate for a lower price. Number 3, you've got to read all the fine print. Once you've decided which professional moving company you're going to go with, make sure you examine the mover's contracts carefully from top to bottom. Some movers are notorious for those hidden fees, so be vigilant and read all the fine print. Take a long, hard look at the extra fees and add-ons attached to your estimate to make sure that you're not going to be overcharged for something you don't need. Likewise, don't forget to consider your insurance and liability options carefully. Number 4, you can choose a cheaper date and time for your move. Another good cost-saving technique when relocating is to schedule your move during the off-season, if possible. Summer tends to be the busiest season for moving, when demand for movers is the highest, especially months of June, July, and August. Likewise, movers quote high prices during weekends and month ends, since many people move during this period due to being off from work and at the end of a lease or rent contracts. If you can choose to move during the off-peak season, or try for midweek or mid-month days when demand is typically a little bit lower, you can avoid paying unnecessarily high charges. Also, movers will be able to completely focus on your relocation job without being in a hurry to move on to the next one. Number 5, purge and declutter your belongings before packing. If you really want to avoid unnecessary costs when moving, follow this rule. The fewer things you have to take along with you, the less you'll have to pay. If you take the time to declutter before moving, you will also need fewer packing boxes and supplies, and you'll be able to cut down on the costs you need to store your items. So get rid of those unwanted or unworn things, the out-of-date electronics, or the furniture that's just not going to fit in your new space as early as possible to make your life so much easier on moving day. Choose the items suitable for resale and then decide whether to have a local garage sale or sell them online. For those items that don't sell, donating is the way to go. Since you've taken the time to figure out exactly what's coming with you, see if there are any items in your home that you can use to pack some of your stuff right into. Using soft furnishings, blankets, and towels, and other clothing items, you can protect your valuables and not spend money on bubble wrap that you're just going to throw away after you move. You can also seek free moving supplies from various stores, online marketplaces, and community groups, and friends. Lastly, you should be able to pack most of your belongings yourself. If you're going to consider professional packing services, it would be a lot cheaper if they only have to do those special and valuable items such as pianos, antique furniture, paintings, and furniture that's just too big for you to move. Number 7, prepare and disassemble furniture and other bulky items beforehand. If you take the time to break down your large furniture and other bulky items before moving day, it can really save money on the time it's going to take for those movers to do it for you. Movers do charge additional prices to dismantle appliances and refrigerators like air conditioning units. So if you know how to do those type of things too, it can really save you on those disassembling costs. But if you don't know exactly what you're doing on those more advanced items, leave it to the professionals. They do it all the time, and if they break it, they'll pay to get it fixed.